know me by my name, Simon. I need your help. I think I'm in trouble and you're the only person I can trust.
Why?
Because you're my father.
I know high-end luxury. I know real estate. Wow.
There's going to be a happy medium of luxury high-end design, but bringing it to a lower budget.
Oh, I have an idea. Let's go. Let's go. I got friends. Roof of $1 million. That pushed a little bit more.
Well, we're definitely already over budget. Inventory's sitting, buyers are online, interest rates went up even more. It's going to be a wild year.
The Flipping Homes, all new series Thursday at 8, part of Flipping Thursdays on HGTV. When you dare to transform your hair, you need the strength to make it happen. Schwarzkopf Keratin Color helps your hair ripple away from damage. Discover a world of striking hair color. Let the world see your strength. Schwarzkopf Keratin Color.
Detailed plans and the experience to get it done. Isn't that what Denver needs? Mike Johnston, as a teacher and principal, praised for turning around a struggling school. As state senator, he took on the bill lobby and won. And Mike led the effort to pass Proposition 123 to help address our housing crisis. Now Mike's running for mayor with the most detailed plans to tackle homelessness and crime. Mike Johnston, the plans to move Denver forward and the experience to get it done.
Introducing the Ferrero Rocher Chocolate Bar. Crunchy hazelnuts, smooth chocolate, creamy filling. Make any moment worth celebrating. Ferrero Rocher.
Vicks VapoRubs indicate vapors from strictly the source of your cough, so you can relieve your cough to breathe easier. Vicks VapoRub, fast-acting cough relief. On a very special TV day.
Ready to make the dance team.
What do I always say? Switch your car insurance to Progressive and you can save hundreds. You better know.
Not really.
Switch to Progressive and you can save hundreds.
One Prilosec OTC each morning, less heartburn all day and all night. Prilosec OTC reduces excess acid for 24 hours, blocking heartburn before it starts. One pill a day, 24 hours, zero heartburn.
When you find me,
I've been watching you ever since Mom got pregnant.
there was such a person who wanted to be a singer.
I waited until lights out. The woman who watched over us changed this and left.
Well, you were with my cousin.
They stick you in there. You trust them. It's all you know. And you don't question what they want you to do. Terrible things.
Maybe this isn't a normal situation.
How would I know? 3 days ago, I wasn't even alive. Now here I am. My mother threw me into that place, and my father. Oh. You get this is my last chance to have anything normal ever, right?
Fascinating. What's it? All added up. The paper is handmade cellulose, rather like papyrus, which would explain its durability, Professor. What else did you get? Crazy genius. Yeah, it always definitely is. Well, it's in Greek. Yeah, not common dialect. My God, what is it with you and Amazon? Professor, it's important. At 11:30 at night, definitely. Oh, here's a new twist. It repeats the conventional Amazon warriors met with names and murder, but according to this, it's not the women who do the killing. Instead, ritual initiation requires that a child born in the mating process must kill her own father.
And starving. It's been a tough sweet 16. So you believe me? You'll help me?
You really need help.
Agent, you're here late.
Listen, can we talk in a minute?
What's your hurry? Sam. Sam Winchester. Let's see. I could bring you in for impersonating a federal agent.
Well, now what happens when they find out you're missing?
They may have already found out. And they'll hunt me down. Look, I know this is gonna be hard. But if I'm gonna get out, I have to do it now.
Got cheese and a leftover burrito.
Doesn't make a difference.
You rest up.
I always told you it'd be a challenge.
I figured you'd check me out. Try to catch me off guard. Almost worked. I was expecting you.
It's not her place. I have to kill you.
Is that what they told you?
That's what I am.
Well, I should just kill you right now.
Sure. But you could have done that 30 seconds ago. It's weirdly hard, isn't it? It is for me.
Get off.
How could it not be? It's my father.
Hey, we're not gonna do that.
But it's true. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. So now someone has to kill someone. So far, my childhood's been kind of disappointing.
You haven't killed anybody yet. Walk away.
I can't. I don't have a choice. Please don't let him hurt me.
difference in someone's life in a way that is meaningful. The fully electric Audi e-tron family is here. With models that fit any lifestyle and innovative ways to make your e-tron your own. Through elegant design and progressive technology, all the exhilaration, none of the compromise. The Audi e-tron family. Progress that moves you.
People today think it's okay for lives over 50, but it's gonna take some money. Make sure your money lives as long as you do.
The younger you are, the more you need AARP. Join today.
So is this stuff really fresh?
Yes. I mean, yeah, we don't have freezers. It's definitely real food. We always have fresh stuff coming in. I mean, this is the best box that you can get.
Fresh is what we stand for.
Definitely.
Whatever the morning brings, sip your sunshine. 100% orange juice and no added sugar. Tropicana.
MS tries to stop me. MS is like riding in the heavens, but I keep pushing forward.
Does MS define me? No, it does not.
I take Ocrevus, an infusion treatment that's 2 times a year.
A prescription for adults with relapse and primary progressive forms of multiple sclerosis, Ocrevus is proven effective in reducing relapses in RMS and slowing disability progression and reducing brain lesions in RMS and PPMS.
Don't take Ocrevus if you've had a life-threatening allergic reaction to it or have Hep B. Tell your doctor about vaccinations or if you've had colitis or Hep B, as Hep B could come back. A common side effect of Ocrevus is infusion reactions. Some may be serious and require hospitalization. It can increase the risk of infections, which can be serious and may decrease some immunoglobulins. PML is rare, but may happen with Ocrevus. It can lead to disability or death. An increased risk of colitis and cancer, including breast cancer, may exist.
We take Ocrevus. That's more progress, less progression. Ask your doctor about starting with 2 times a year Ocrevus.
What did you say? When I was in control, what did you say about me? You killed the monster. I was going to. The hell you were. You an idiot? You think I am? Dean, you were gonna let her walk. Well, I wasn't. That's ridiculous. Look, man, she was not yours. Not really. Actually, she was. Really. She just also happened to be a crazy man-killing monster. Hey, your body's right. Your head's not in it. Cass died, you probably now. Now what? Oh, what you're dealing with is so perfect? Yeah, newsflash, pal. You just as screwed up as I am. Just bigger. What? I don't know. Look. The thing is tonight, it almost got you killed. Now, I don't care how you do it. I really, really don't. But just don't get killed. You're lucky. What's that supposed to mean? Means I'll do what I can. Right? You can shut up about it. You're watching Supernatural on TNT. When was the last time you really slept at night? Just woke, right? Killer Clown, doing what you're thinking, see? I didn't have to be clowns. You mean what? You think I remember, did you? Come on, you can still bust out crying whenever you see Ronald McDonald on television. Well, he's not a fair fight.
Savage? Really?
Yeah, no, I know. Good news for everybody.
Well, since you asked, some actual info on the Norman guy would be nice. But, we're looking up. We find something quick, this whole protocol is short, these are creeping the cheese. So, we had a pick on deck? There's another way, man. You find anything on Wonder Woman? No, and there probably won't be. They are definitely wrong. But, why not on Norman Kansas? Alright, well, let's do it. But, a few simple rules, okay? No babies. And no baby mamas, no bars, no booze, no hot chicks of any kind. Wait. Did you just say, hey, you spot a monster baby, see, I put you on that. Oh.
You're saying an octopus did this?
Not just any octopus. Based on well diameter, inch or octopus, no flame on.
Yeah, we're supposed to skip the octopus class.
Giant octopus.
Are you ready to talk about it?
It's like 30 feet.
Giant octopi rare around here?
Yes.
We are. Alright, so what happens? Guy from someone cracks a beer and gets suckered to death?
Obviously, it's some kind of freak fetish attack. Someone created those marks, then let the man out.
What, you little baby, you?
Yeah, boss.
That's what we're looking for. Octagon, octopus.
That's crazy even fast, man.
Let's push it on low.
Let's go check the roof. I'm very sorry for your loss, man. I'm just sorry we know this is bad timing. We just have a few routine questions that we need to ask you. Is it okay? Did the house feel any different lately?
Different.
Anything strange? Cold, spots. You smell anything? You sulfur?
No, not that I can remember.
I'm just taking all the boxes here. What about any skeletons your husband's built?
Skeletons. What do you mean?
Anything anybody would think of color, low flame. The tiniest detail really help.
You want to know what he was up to lately? Ask Stacy. She was here the night he died.
Stacy.
Any other questions?
Let's, really appreciate those.
Here's the deal. Back in my day, we didn't have the internet, nothing too spicy on TV or anything like that. And we still jacked off just fine. We didn't even know what money was. We just grabbed our beaters and pounded on them until flat white stuff shut out. There were no furries, trannies, Jeffrey.
I am the queen of the universe. The waves hot. They engulf me and the water is warm. I am the queen of the universe. The waves hot. They engulf me and the water is warm. I thought you said you were a private weapon. You have a weapon. Then how do you explain that with him? Section 6?
Would you describe
No,
that relationship?
don't like that. No, don't like that. You know what? I got her a $20 mail for love. Nice thing.
That's what you mean.
Never said that you were in the house late at night. Burned out.
Yeah. Brian was working late, so I stayed with Kelly. She was pretty upset.
Why's that?
Well, it was her birthday. We had a party at Bucky's.
Puppies. Why is it something?
Bucky Ainsley's Medical Menagerie. It's a chain for kids. Actually, more for lazy parents. Anyway, her dad showed up for 5 minutes and went back to work. And of course, her mom was out of town. The stupid kid told Kelly her folks didn't really love her. She freaked. Was calming her down for hours.
Did you notice anything weird in the house?
Weird, like,
Anything? Even a bad feeling?
no, nothing like that. Actually, It's just kid stuff.
Right.
She thinks there's a monster in her closet. Drives everyone crazy.
Hey, you talked to the wrong person. What? Yeah, forget the mom, talk to the daughter. Mad at her dad for the kitchen her birthday.
So what do you think? My birthday was wrong or something like that.
Now I'm finished.
That's one out of the nine.
Get your old up from here, brother.
Try.
All right, see what you find out. What you working on there?
I know who you are.
You.
Mm-hmm. You're the guy that talked to my mom.
That's right. And then. Something wrong?
My mom get mad if I talk to you.
How come?
Because of what I told the police.
You want to check the police?
I told them that I tried to warn my dad. It's a monster would get him.
Come here now. Kelly.
Hey, ¿qué tú haces? Te toma caro. Se que-
Not him. This person is dead. Too old. Too medium-aged. Great reviews.
¿Qué fue? Ah,
Research, read reviews, book a doctor on ZocDoc.
Introducing Weight Watchers Simplified Program. Make it easy to
tú puedes me escribe. No, pero a YouTube. Ellos tienen ¿cómo dice? Channel, programa. Ah, pero tú sabes, yo lo dije. ¿Qué? ¿Cómo? ¿Dónde está tu bar? ¿Dónde está tu bar? ¿A la casa? Vamos a la casa. ¿Un juego de la casa o a trabajar? ¿De qué? ¿Qué fue? ¿Tiene el aracho? Sorry. ¿Qué? ¿Qué? ¿Quién es eso? Ah, la taxi. Pero, y no tiene de Uber o de Lyft para allá. No tiene eso. No. Claro, bien América. No tiene. No tiene. Pero yo lo fuerte la mismo. No. No me inscribí. Ah, todo, pero ¿qué pasó? Tú me hablas por 5 minutos y tú se fue. ¿Y qué? Bueno, ¿y qué? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Tú no quieres que yo voy contigo? ¿Tú no quieres que yo te voy contigo? Tú voy por mi data novio. Pero, ¿qué fue? Yo no puedo. Yo no entiendo. Yo no entiendo que tú me expliques. ¿Qué pasó con la película? ¿Qué? ¿Cómo? ¿Pero qué pasó? ¿Tú quieres que me habla por 2 minutos y ya? Bueno. ¿Qué? Mira, y tiene 3 semanas que tú no me hablas. Ya. Tú no me escribes, tú no me nada, tú no me gusta. Tú no me gusta. Sí. Y yo. Mucho trabajo, mucho familia, mucho de todo. Pero sí, tú soy linda. Te verás eso. Bien. ¿Quieres terminar? Está revés. Ah, ¿qué tú fuiste? Tú me llamas, pero pásame un vídeo, diablo. Llámame, escríbame. ¿Qué quieres, este? ¿Qué quieres? ¿Qué pasó? Dile a este que cuídate. Ah, tú no me traes eso. Mira, no tiene nada, todos son duros, pero no tiene bien de esto y eso y eso. Sí, sí, mucho de chavo eso. Sí. ¿No? Mira. ¿Dónde está la Google? Espera. Pero ¿dónde está la Google? Ay. No me digas nada. Ajá.
So, I don't know if you remember, there was a kid here yesterday named David Soul from Saudi.
Oh, the connection.
Connection? Yeah.
No, it was fine. It was his dad. He pulls the kid away before cake and presents, and I guess the kid asked to stay for another 5 minutes. The dad pulls it full front and moves on her, starts screaming. Just devastated.
Good call. Yeah, about that. What are you investigating? Could have been this. Want to see more stuff? No. To be honest. Come back after closing. Scenes that makes everyone cringe. Get therapy. Draw your worst nightmare. Fucking faces. Hang them up on this big wall. This.
So Joe draws monster and that goes after the father's possession.
But here's the thing. They're labeled those. And guess which two were missing? Well, Nando was there.
Looms up to that.
Billy. So, somehow, whatever he drew came to life and killed his dad. Riding a horse.
Close, but no signature. So you went to check, Billy. He drew me this.
Should I be Queens or even?
Yeah.
Obviously. Great. Now, come up with a sketch of the killed Billy's dad. How's your news?
What up?
What up, man?
Cooling, man, over here by Indianapolis, about to pick up this run. Run down to Charlotte.
Indianapolis to Charlotte.
Yeah, I got to pick it up here in like 25 minutes. I'm about to roll out and grab it. Run down to Charlotte, North Carolina, back and forth shit. Like I just rode in last night from here. See if I can set this up. Get headphones on here, see if this works. Check. Can you still hear me? Let's see.
I'm just having my early nightcap. Just finished my my runs. About an hour back. So you got the what do you got going? You got the 107?
Yeah, I got that. I got the app on the iPhone and all that shit. I was going over a little bit of it yesterday.
So you see how cool it is, if you will?
Yeah, it's a lot more concise and like, to the point.
Yeah.
Like there's no like filler and bullshit like that. Like
Right. Everything's dissected. Cool. So now that we're on the same page, I figure we just, take it from the fucking, studying our own if we happen to, or if that's what you're doing. But in our time, just like take it from the top all the way down through the 11 sectors. You know what I'm saying? Figure we do that 3 times and we'll be fucking good. Just going over each one, pick a day and go over that one. If it doesn't even take 2 hours. That's not gonna do that. One might, one of them's got like fucking 47 questions or some shit, right? So just, you looked over it. You see how detailed, see how I was telling you certain sectors only had, a certain amount of questions to them that they were only asking us. They were pulling, 12 questions from the weather map shit.
yeah. No, it should. No, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was just trying to get my headset set up. No, it's it's a very informative thing. It's just a matter of setting it up like we can structure it for a class. You know what I mean? I got to figure out how to do that. You know what I mean? Unless you just want to do readings and then go from the top.
Yeah, I figure you see how they have 11 different chapters. We just study each one. We spend a day on each one. At that rate, that's a week and a half. I say we go 3 times and then walk in and take the test. And if that's a week and a half, then that gives us 3 weeks. The halves, the 3 halves make another. That's a month and a half a week, a month and a few days of just direct studying. Repeat, going back over. We'll have it in our fucking minds.
Yeah. I was just cramming on the cheat sheet. I was just like looking that cheat sheet over.
I haven't
just trying to
that yet, bro.
Yeah, I was just doing some independent shit, just trying to see.
I've seen it. You know what I mean? The section, but I just stayed right at the top. So I haven't the pre-testing, pre-preparing something, whatever the first fucking one is, that's all I've done.
Nice.
Pre-study for the exam.
Yeah, all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, the pre-exam is the only thing I've done, and I've visited that repeatedly. That's like since I bought the app, that's all I've ever looked at. I haven't even I seen the other stuff, the cheat code or sheet and shit. I didn't even peek at it.
Yeah, from what they say, I mean, they say the test, like my buddy out and my buddy Sean was telling me, like the test isn't really, it's not difficult. Like if you once you know the terminology, you know, once you know like, you know, the fucking definitions in the glossary, like I was looking for that type of shit, you know, like, you know, the PIC, pilot and control, like all this other things, man. It's
Right,
just
the
like
definition.
getting familiar with them and not you know,
They give you that
overcomplicating it with their terms, you know.
They give you all that in the pre-exam.
Yeah, I was scoping it.
They'll say something like, you know, the CPA, and then an abbreviation in parentheses, you know, the full explanation of what the CPA is. You know.
Right. Yeah.
I think the pre-exam in itself is that, and the weather report charts is the only thing we need.
Yeah. The charts, you know, and just knowing like your different airspaces and how they class them. That's
Just
like a big thing too, you know.
That's all. So you
Yeah,
know, looking at lines and numbers and colors, like, okay, what the fuck is going on here?
Right.
And
yeah, man.
If we were to ramp it up past one, because some of them have several questions, a dozen questions. If we were to ramp it up to two, looking to cover 2 chapters each time we went to study, that would back our time from a week and a half, 11 days, to 5, to less than a week. Within a week, if we just take 5 days, then I think the extra day, you know, would be one of the days of the weekend.
Yeah, I'm down to study till I get out there. I mean, I don't, you know, I'm like I said, like this, yeah, however you want to do it, man. You want to do like read-alongs or whatever, just like independent study, then come together and quiz each other. However you want to do it, I'm up.
I think
I'm up for it.
I got no problem reading, or if you don't, you know, I mean, we take turns, whatever. All right, it's your day to read it out, and then we just read along. We stay on the same page, like, you know, I'm not studying weather while you're studying preparation. You know, we both study whatever topic it is. I think we should just go in order down the line. Boom, choose ourselves and jump around and shit. Just tear through that thing, and I figure by the 3rd time that we're coming out of that, we'll be good. We'll be good enough to walk in independently, knock down that test, and you know, fucking yeah, they have the little setup on there where we can take the test without them. You can set it without them giving you the answer as well. So we'll just know whether or not we'll pass.
Yeah, and I figured the next step after that is to make a YouTube video with all this information so other motherfuckers can find it without jumping through a million fucking hoops.
Yeah, my take on that is fuck them.
Yeah, I suppose. Right. I mean, we had to struggle through it. It wasn't, but yeah. I don't know. I just feel like,
and I mean, it is an open space for that, but at the same time, I'm still at the vibes of what I said a week and a half ago when I was talking about us doing this out in the front, out in the open.
Yeah,
I'm not helping motherfucking soul, but myself and you. That's it.
No, I get it. If they want to fall in, they can fall in or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody wanted to be on fucking board before, and then
right.
all this time. They've had plenty of time. They could have went and did it themselves. We've been talking about
You're right.
we're gonna do something, and that stat.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I actually took the drone up over the weekend and shit, which was, refreshing for me because I ain't flown it in a minute. So I was like kind of
Right.
detached from the whole thing, you know what I mean? It
Right.
was like, oh shit, I went and shot like this it's across the river a little way from my sister's spot, from my spot by the river and shit.
Mm.
It's a motorcycle track, like literally right on the other side of the river. So like they had an event and I was just like, zipping through trees and shit, getting some dope shots. And then like, I
Right.
was like, oh yeah, I need to do this shit more often. Then it's like, oh, let me stop dragging my Flintstone feet on this motherfucking shit and get off the bedrock and put some shit together, you know?
Funny, I didn't get all of that, but I definitely got the fucking wow, it's been a while vibe. Just
Yeah.
updating the firmware,
Mm.
the yeah, just updating the firmware because that always takes a fucking minute. So, and I
Yeah.
didn't even put it in flight because it's paired to my fucking top line controller there, and
Oh, right.
that's still up there with them. But I have the
Mhm.
three. I got hold of some funds, so I fucking got some shit back from them. I still don't owe them. Yeesh, I don't even want to fucking say it over this, but being that no one's watching, listening, I still owe them fucking, and they're 2 stacks for the
Right.
remainder of my. So, the remainder of the fleet and all other fucking intricate. I can talk. Intricate shit that I fucking brought up there. A
Yeah.
lot of fun shit, whatever. But for the time being, they got the controller. So I went to put. Yeah, there was a reason why I was explaining all that. I went to put the fucking drone in the air, and I got the fucking default controller here, and
Mm.
so DJI now is a bunch of fucking dicks, and they're like, "Oh, you want to use this drone? Yeah, well, you got 5 attempts to use this drone, or you have to fully pair it to this controller."
Mm.
Mind you,
Right. They're definitely on that shit now because they asked me the same thing. Like, this is the first time I took my shit up since like last summer. And I
Yeah.
had that, like I said, I got that DJI controller. I took it up once when I first got it, like the one that comes with the Mini 3. Like it's in between, it's got the built-in
right.
screen and shit.
Yeah.
It's not like the Pro exclusive, but it's like they call it a Pro or some shit. But yeah, like, and then it asked me that. It's like, oh,
I just had I didn't have any reason for it since I had the fucking Mega one.
Right. Yeah, and it was like, bind it. You want to bind it to this fucking thing? And I'm like, well, what the fuck does this mean? I'm like, because they were like, yeah, you can, you got to bind it to this, and it's like stuck with this ID number and all this other shit. It's like, oh man, okay.
And then I was like, I cut the motors on, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't put it in the fucking air, and then I did that again, and both times it took away usages. I was like, the fuck, I'm down to like 2 or 3 left. So I'm like, all right, well, we're just staying grounded. I'm not even gonna fucking put it in the air because whatever. I just saw that the camera worked and all that.
Right.
And I'm just like, all right, I got it back. I'll wait till I get the fucking the Mega one back. So
these people, man, something about these people in Indiana.
I'm still grounded, but I vibe like, wow, I haven't done this in a minute. Because the last time I flew,
Mm-hmm.
was fucking last 4th of July.
Oh wow, yeah.
I spent like a little $200 and went and got our own fireworks and attempted to do my own little thing. And that was one of the fucking times I had ran out of footage or didn't have fucking the card. There was
card,
only space left on the card, and I didn't realize it. So I only caught partial of the fucking shit that I wanted. I was
right.
pissed. But that I'm pretty sure that was the last time I flew.
Yeah, I just do a 400 gig memory card in the controller, so that way I'm like, I always got that fucking backup.
Yeah, that's nice.
I had it in a GoPro for a minute, and then I don't know. I can't find none of my GoPro shit. I don't know. I told you about that little nephew who's like got the sticky fingers and shit. My cousin's stepson and shit. He's the one who had that 360.
Has he been around since?
Well, no. Like I stopped in there and helped my cousin do some shit on his car, and he needed help like moving some stuff. So like I don't know. It was like 3 weeks ago I was in there, but I never even thought about to look at my camera shit because he was always out of that crib, busy, and I was up super late.
Wasn't it like such a situation last time that it was like
yeah, but he wasn't really living there, you know what I'm saying? Like I asked, he's like, oh no, he ain't been here in like 2 weeks. As I asked my cousin about it, I was like, yo, little dude been around, like what's he on? He's like, oh no, he's going into the military, whatever. He ain't even been here. He's just been out, he's been out with his girl at his girl's crib, whatever. He's not around anymore. So I was like lax. And then one morning I had seen him in the kitchen. Shit.
Else. Now he's on the base.
Like, motherfucker, I don't know what the fuck he's trying to do. I told him he ain't gonna like the military. You're gonna be in the fucking brig with that kind of attitude, man. They're gonna fuck you up. They're gonna jam your ass up, man. Thinking he knows everything. He's like, it's just like regular young kid shit, but it's like, and you never learn until you experience it firsthand. That's the way life is, Somebody can tell you. It takes a really wise individual to learn from someone else's mistakes, and that shit only comes with time. So I don't know. So but it's weird. I had all my memory cards and all my attachments, like just my cameras are missing. So it makes me think like, and my brother grabbed them and never told me or something. He's always shooting car stuff. So he wants like as many multiple angles as you can get. I just
need 2 of those small fucking safe boxes.
I just got to be more on top of my stuff.
Or put it in the safe. You don't have to worry.
Yeah, right. Bolt it in the back of the van here or something.
Yeah.
Bolt it down.
Get some fucking the metal fucking aluminum die cast bendable fucking bar. Drill that bitch down.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. Yeah. On the other note, I was practicing that safe serve test. I just got that shit locked down for that food truck thing, for that catering business. Got a guy building the oven right now. Spoke to him over the weekend.
Okay.
So that's good. Did a bunch of electrical shit at my sister's crib too. I was busy. Like I wanted to fuck around and just watch UFC fights and smoke weed all weekend, but people had other plans. I had a bunch of shit going down. It's always a project down there at that property in Carolina. There's always something going. But it's up to like 35 eggs a day. That's our haul now off all the hens and shit we got out there. So that's a plus. On some of the more self-sustaining side of shit. Yeah, I've been really looking into these. They're like small portable hydroelectric generators, man. They're for like low flow water. These people in Japan are making them. They're like 500 watts of like steady constant power. So like that should have run a household, man. Thinking about getting a couple of them bitches. I sent some emails out, but I haven't heard back from the company yet. I don't know if they're in full production or not. I saw like a YouTube short on it, and like did the rabbit hole, followed a bunch of links back to the actual company. But I don't read Japanese so well, and the website translation was like weird and shit. Seemed like a little small time operation, but the guy has some really good shit going. They're really good ideas.
And what were you gonna use them for?
Electricity at my spot on the river in Carolina.
Okay.
Like my sister's got the spot like right on the river, and mine's across the road though, like on a hillside. But you know, just to get free power running, man, opens up a lot of stuff, a lot of options. You ain't got no energy bill. Shit, you can start a Bitcoin mining, you know, and then everything's all profit if you ain't got no electric bill. That's the main fallback with like all that kind of like cryptocurrency mining and shit, is that the power costs more than what you get back on return. But something running in the background, a couple $100 a month, man, over 10 years, whatever, you know, fuck it. Something. I'm like so unfamiliar with Apple and shit, trying to navigate this app. Oh, like the screen presses and all that shit, like how to get back out of a menu to the main menu. I'm like, you know,
Yeah, that one's a bit.
I like close out the app every time and shit. It seems, but I don't know. I gotta figure my way around it.
There should be a close button top left. That help. I mean, if I'm hold on, let me go to it. Okay, right. Yeah. Once you do something, it's like you almost have to see it through fully. Oh no, there's always back. Yeah, you can go back. The top left. Yeah. But that's pretty much it. You have to go into a chapter and then delve from there. And if I wasn't at the end of my night, even though it's 9:40 in the morning.
No, it's all good, man. I'll be on. I got an 11-hour drive once I pick this shit up. Like 10 hours. So,
Yes.
I mean, I'll be on until whatever. I'll be driving till midnight or something, you know.
Some mornings I'm up. Like I get up in the morning. This ain't one of them. I'm finishing my night.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean, bro. I live that shit to the fullest. I fucking drive all night, sleep from 4 a.m. to 8, and then be up and then do that shit all over. I'm running like 4-hour sleep breaks and shit.
Right.
And then I get to a spot where I'm stopped for the weekend and I just want to lay in a fucking bed, man. I don't feel like doing nothing, dude. I'm just like dead. You know, my body's like, oh, resting? We know how to do this shit really well. And then it's like, boop, I'm in fucking sleep mode and shit.
Right.
Can't get out of that until Monday, you know, and then it's like, oh, wait, back at this. It's just a never-ending cycle of, you know, grinding. But
if we get good
no,
fortune this year, make it better than the previous or any others. I can say that off of my end. Hell yeah. It'd be good to be able to one-shot something.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, man. Not no shit. You'll turn around, get this shit rolling, you know. Get some momentum on it. That's all it needs. That little nudge, you know. Once you crack into it and shit, it's all good.
Even though the pandemic is over, still dealing with the then the aftermath of it myself. I'm glad I survived it. Could have been worse.
Yeah.
You know, remember when it first hit? It's the funniest fucking thing. I mean, it's not even humorous, but it's the irony is that, you know, even the fucking government officials and shit, fucking Nancy Pelosi and fucking people, not like I fucking follow her advice or her word, but I remember her fucking saying, yeah, you know, hunker down,
yeah,
family and friends,
yeah,
build a support system. Like, bitch knew this was gonna, you know what I mean? Be a fucking hole. Wasn't something, when she said it, she must have already had fucking, you know, information to let her know that this was gonna drag on for some years.
Well, it's just a matter of, you know, it was just a fear mongering and how like, oh, because I want to take an active stance on my medical health. Y'all want to make me an enemy and shit, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, you didn't want this, shoot yourself with this unknown chemicals, you're a fucking enemy of us. It's like, well, good, fuck y'all then, you know? It like drew a line in the sand for like a lot of people from like ideology standpoint, you know what I mean? And motherfuckers are like now like, oh man, I wish I didn't get it, you know? I've had people say that to me and it's like, yeah, well, you had a choice, motherfucker, you know? You had a fucking choice. And people are like, oh no, my work was mandating it. I said, you still have a fucking choice. You know, your work isn't you, man. Don't make the work you do like your whole identity and shit, because then you're stuck in situations like that with no way out. You know, now you're bound to some fucking employer who doesn't give a fuck about you, you know, who only care about the bottom line, because they were going to get shut down if they didn't have X amount of individuals under vax programs or protocols. Because I saw it firsthand, you know, like I was still out around driving, picking shit up, you know?
Right, yeah.
Like, oh, put the mask on. I'm like, I'll put a mask on for 5 minutes while I stand outside your building and whatever, load my shit, let me get out of here. You know, I'll play your fucking game, but I mean, there were certain things that I didn't do because they made you wear a mask. It was like mandatory, you know. So I was like, I won't participate in that. I'm cool, you know. It's like where you draw the line. It's like, oh no, I need to fit in, so I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna get them a fucking Moderna shot or whatever the fuck it is, some broken ass vaccine that we don't even know. Yeah, there was just inconclusive data, and then the data showed like there was no results. The only people that are like really spreading these variants are people who've had vaccinations. So it's the complete opposite. So it's like, I'm glad I waited, you know, really.
Right. Yeah, I saw something fucking few days back on the news, and they were like, there's a whole fucking trial court case thing going on, if you will. It's not criminal, but okay, investigation. That you know, they're admitting now. Now it's like, oh, so guess what? Nobody needs to take the vaccine because they don't fucking do shit.
Right, and they're like, oh, we might have overstated the effects and the effectiveness of said vaccine, and we might have even, you know, promoted more
falsely promoted.
Yeah, falsely promoted the dangers of the actual, the actual virus itself. You know what I mean? My whole thing was like
some numbers and statistics.
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing was like the mortality rate. All you had to watch is the mortality rate. That was under 1% of the population the whole time. The count of people dying was like, yeah, these are unhealthy people in general who are just happen to get infected and now are passing away from it.
But you know what? You know what they were banking on? Just the generational information factor of that half. 75% of the world's population wasn't gonna and didn't know how, if they wanted to do the proper research to
right.
So the lack thereof the knowledge made them the sheep.
Yeah, it just made you wishy-washy, or just even like having a sound understanding and just your own self. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck, dude, I've never, you know. The mortality rate stayed so low. Like, I'm like, dude, if the mortality rate gets up above 3%, then the world's in trouble. They were trying to call this shit a world ender when it's only really messing up diabetics, old people, people with respiratory problems, weakened immune system, compromised things. You had to have more than 4 comorbidities, which means obesity, heart disease, you know, all these other things stacked on top of each other that it was really icing them out, you know? It's like, dude, what the fuck? You can see it plain as day. Like, even like my cousin was threatened with that because he's a paramedic. He's like, you got to get the vaccine or not. He's like, so what are you doing? You're laying me off? That's what you're saying? He's like, well, you can't work here unless you get the vaccine. He's like, are you laying me off? He's like, I need to hear you say it because it's all union, you know, you know what I mean? So he got his full scale when he was just fucking laid off. And he's like, whatever. When y'all really need me back, let me know. Because like Chicago lost a bunch of police officers too. They tried to do that shit. A bunch of motherfuckers just walked off the force when Cook County tried doing that. And you got doctors and surgeons who are like, oh no, I don't want the vaccine, who work in the hospital at first contact with it are like, it's not necessary. It's like they were banking on it. You know, there's no way you're going to vaccinate 7 billion people on the planet. Like that was their whole agenda, was like to get everyone vaccinated. Nah, man. No, something ain't right.
Money
yeah, they filtered so much cash from that, man.
That was spent on the vaccination and allocated businesses and corporations because of working with the vaccination. Oh, if you get your workers vaccinated, you know, here's a woo-woo. There were incentives for people to take vaccinations. Win a 4-night and 5-day trip to Egypt. Raffle. There was all sorts of
yeah, there was. It was like I saw that at spots too, like mainly like the main manufacturing place. Like I went to a couple Tyson chicken plants and it's just like, oh, make sure you're vaccinated by such date to get into the $25,000 raffle. I'm like, who the fuck wouldn't do that? You know, especially someone making like, you know, just above minimum wage or something, you know, some warehouse fucking work in a goddamn chicken slaughterhouse and shit. Like that's where you're working and like they dangle 25 G's in front of you. Fuck, dude, that's pretty foul, you know?
Hundreds, I think $100 billion was given out to just businesses. And,
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably a fucking understatement.
Yeah, man, they caked up.
Right?
There's motherfuckers who took that money and fired all their employees, bro.
Nancy
And
Pelosi and Mitch McConnell made out like all the bandits that ever robbed the banks from back in the days of the Wild Wild West. They both made out like fucking bandits.
Oh yeah.
Allocated to their businesses. So, you know, and that's just two examples of 200,000, 2 million people. How many people got money there? And they cut down everybody else's wages. All right, here, take a fucking 50, 40, 60% decrease cut from your norm. Don't even worry about it. Uncle Sam's got you. You know, we'll see to it that you have enough just to get by.
Yeah, starve you out and shit, and then like,
didn't help them.
Oh, don't worry about rent. Don't worry about rent. We'll cover you. And then they lifted the moratorium on the rents and left everybody all fucked up. They're like,
I was fucked up. Right?
You know, where they're like, oh yeah, we'll keep the landlords off your back, but then we're gonna drop the shoe, and then you're gonna have to pay it all anyway and get fucking kicked out. We're just extend it to summertime, you know, where it's nice. You can get a nice spot in Tent City while it's still warm. You know what I'm saying? On some goofy shit like that.
Tent community, right? Now that's why the mayor here is all, we're going to get rid of the tent. I believe there should be no homelessness. Right, okay, let's do away with that. Because you've got enough money going on and fluctuating around this motherfucker. They're taxing off the dispensaries, so.
Oh yeah, that money can go to something good, you know.
That's money that wasn't coming in before, and that's lucrative, consistent money that's been coming in for the last decade.
Right.
So yeah, they can do away with the 3 locations of tent cities within Denver. Oh yeah, they can.
Well, you see, like California, where they made it like mandatory for the hotels to like open up rooms. Like if they have vacant rooms in a night and you're homeless, you can just go get a room.
Oh, that's cool.
But it's like they're having a hard time getting the people out of the rooms once they give them the rooms because all the laws are.
I'm not.
I'm not leaving. Fuck y'all. You gave me the key. You know what I mean? It's just like, dude. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know if that's necessarily the answer. I mean, a lot of homelessness stems from substance abuse and mental illness, and a combination of the two. So it's like, if you fix those problems, it automatically steers people out of the gutter, you know?
Yeah, but I would believe.
But they're not trying to fix no problem because, you know, the homelessness charities are hundreds of billions of dollars a year. They're billions and billions of dollars a year profit.
The move they did, which is now.
That's a business in itself.
That it wasn't, well, we haven't got any admittance that the whole COVID deal was any sort of scam. We've just gotten that all the bandages and wraps and shit that was supposed to help doesn't. Right? So me, being that I never took any vaccination, I'm glad. I have always been with the all, natural. I don't need to, I've never relied on prescription, anything.
No.
Aside from the mental adjustment, if you will, in a way, or political red tape bullshit talk of what they got going on here, which is, okay, I can self-medicate. I can play my own doctor. Sweet. I always have. So,
right.
You know.
Yeah.
With the whole, it was disgusting to see how easy they brought about division with the matter, in such of which you're vaccinated, I'm not. We must argue.
Or you're just not even argue. You're an enemy. You're an enemy. You're a threat to my life. That's the way they were playing it off. You know what I mean? They put it in that context of like, you're gonna kill me. Get away from me. You don't have a mask on. You're gonna kill me. And it's like, dude, just fucking settle down, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like,
and then that also,
jeez,
I saw that seep into the fabric of the country, its structure within family. We never up in that shit. We didn't have one argument, nothing even fucking remotely close. And she would leave out, as she does, every day and go to a building that at least 50 to fucking 75 other people were in with her on a regular.
Mm-hmm.
And she never came down with it.
No.
And then I'm riding around, but see, I think I might have underwent that. Like, you know, they also implemented that, I believe. The fear mongering.
Yeah. Well,
causes you yourself. I forget what the name.
Well, your stress levels go up, and then your immune system goes down. Then it spreads more. You know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely that.
You know, I was already riding around. I swear to God, like somebody coughed last night, and I'm looking all in the rear view, like, you know. Like,
I mean, I feel like their whole thing was right. Their 20-year agenda of the war on terror was coming to an end, and it wasn't even, you know, it wasn't as effective anymore. So they had to bring out the new shit. So the new fear agenda for the next 20 years is this not imaginary because it's a real virus, but I mean, the imaginary impact that it's really having on the world. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's the world ender and this and that. Now they got 20 years of that shit. They can run that variance. They can run the variants out for 20 fucking years on,
pumping,
you know,
anguish. Pumping mental self-induced anguish. Because it just causes that's what everyone did.
Mm-hmm.
You were in that point in time in the last 2 years, you know, it's panned out lately. I haven't even spoken with anyone on the matter for what seems to be about 4 or 5 months. You know, it's like the elephant in the room no one wants to talk about. You know,
but I feel like it's just in the background, under the surface, where at any minute they can be like, oh shit, it's another one. You know what I mean? Fucking COVID 2023 is fucking 10 times worse. You know what I mean? The panic button's there to be pressed, you know, if they really want to get into it. I think
this is ran its course because of the due diligence done, because of the aftermath, because of the paying attention to things. And it's a fact, no allegations. They are now, you know, under heavy investigation about the mislead. So if
it might have the opposite effect, people just ignore it.
In the vaccine are doing nothing but, you know, shooting sugar into their veins, so to speak. You know, it's more than that. But or again, some illegal wayward properties, and you know that this has been a whole scam. That's what's next. So it would have shot themselves in the foot. Because the next time they open their mouth about nobody's gonna listen.
Yeah, I figure it's like the boy who cried wolf. It could have.
The aftermath, exactly. The aftermath of this right now, nobody's going to listen to the little boy crying wolf no more.
Right.
Studies have shown, yes, what you said is factual. And in short, it attacks the people that are the weaker of us for the immune system factor.
Right. Oh, man. Right.
So, but that, as you also said, You know, it is a real thing. So, but as you also said, you know, and most didn't know to look for that. Who's watching the world increase or decrease population stats besides, you know, the people that are prone to or interested in it? Otherwise, we're believing the talk of town, the radio, the television, and our neighbors. So
Mm.
they put this out among us. And that almost makes sense as to why Trump didn't say anything. Because
Yeah.
why say anything if you know the whole thing is a farce?
Yeah, if you know it's a ruse, why would you even lean heavy into trying to comment on it or whatever?
Nothing
No,
more
that's
fun about life is going to go on as planned. People are going to self-stress themselves into something. We're just like putting something in their minds. And then
yeah,
we'll focus on people with respiratory issues and, you know, all of that. People don't really know how much the hospitals deal with it or whatever, and just ramp that up.
sure.
You know,
Yeah, I mean, what if
we'll focus.
so what about this angle? What if like that was the whole point the whole time was to do this little mock shit or to get to do this little spurt, get people super hyped up, and then so now they can discredit. So now when they put out the other one that's really going to be the one, people just ignore it and spread it like wildfire. Like, what if that's part of an agenda program? You know what I mean? Like the Georgia Guidestones shit and all that. Like, I
hear you fake with the left and then hit him with the right.
Yeah, boom, here comes the real hitter. Now nobody gives a shit about it because they're like, oh, it's fake, fuck it. They're on that same bullshit. It's that it's not gonna do nothing, you know. And then it's like motherfucking I Am Legend shit hitting everywhere or something, you know.
Yeah, that would be super ugly.
That's
and then, but if they were to do that, they should have just came right out with it. Why fake us up when they come around the second?
Well, because maybe the first one was like,
if they come around the second time and don't tell us how to prep, you know what I mean? The first time around, the way to protect yourself is to do this.
Well, this is a.
What would it be? And then, is that a true solution, or is it all just yet again still all fake? And then, so that would have been just a waste of time. That they could have done that from door.
Well, but here's my thing. My thing is like maybe that was just like the precursor that they needed. They needed like this little first off to guarantee the effectiveness of the second wave. You know, it's like some diabolical shit, but it's like, okay, now we got herd immunity, right? Like, because that's like Britain was like, they had some of the strictest lockdowns. Britain and Ireland, they had their shit was on super lockdown, and all of a sudden they're like, okay, it's over. They just ended it, like, boom, overnight. Okay, enough people got it. We'll just open the shit up, which is like kind of fucking suspect, you know. So now it's like, okay, maybe this one is like a pre-booster. So now the second one, these other vaccinations are flowing through. Now they're just gonna help boost the next one or whatever we put out, because you see that like that Omicron and shit when Australia was on the full lockdown. Nothing was nobody. The only person that could travel were people who had the vaccine, and then all of a sudden that Delta variant and that Omicron variant showed up in Australia. So the only people that were carrying it were people who had vaccinated. So it was like maybe it's like something like that. Like I always look at the diabolical shit, man, and I always watch like outer space, you know.
Because it's already been proven there is no vaccination. So vaccinated, unvaccinated is the same shit.
I don't know about that. You definitely got some shit in your blood. You got some funky shit in your blood. You got, you know.
Doing nothing for you. Yeah, I see what you're saying. If it's a step 1, 2 thing, but
yeah, like it's
against what you're saying, that what we're saying, that if they come around again, nobody's gonna want to fucking do this shit. So therefore, what boosters are they gonna put to a 2-step program?
Maybe they already did. Maybe this first wave of vaccines was a magnifier or something. You know what I mean? If you look at it from like the most diabolical shit from like because I always watch the space program. All that shit comes through the space. You know, NASA is where they're doing all their virus.
There should be mass amounts of vaccinated people falling like flies.
Well, not necessarily. Not unless they put a little activator. You know what I mean? What if it's like now they got the piece, now the little the plug-in is coming later at a later date at any point. You know, they got the plug-in that'll drop it. You know, like some nanite shit. You know, but it's
Bro, this has been 3 years. That's slow planning. And
well, I mean, if it's a 20-year agenda plan, not necessarily. That's the way they do things. That's the way these think tanks operate. They operate in 20-year blocks, and you can go all the way back and see it from trickle-down economics to war on terror to war on drugs. I mean, that one extended a little over because it's so lucrative. But if you look at these agenda blocks, they're based on generational 20-year plans. You know.
okay, so they'd be looking to eradicate this generation's 20-year-olds and have them out of here by the time they were our age.
Not necessarily. Just an overall thinning of the population. It's not necessarily wiping out generational. It's like, you know, the agendas work in that matter. I don't know. I'm just like told full-on conspiracy theory. It's not like I believe in it, but I'm saying I'm just like, you know, like, I mean, the objective would be
the end game would be
global population under 500 million. Is that what they said?
But like you said, the whole zombie legend thing, that would have to be sweepingly heavy, potent, and unstoppable, two of which equally they need a safe haven from.
Yeah.
Various whole plan to work. They have to have all their sub-level, subsonic, fucking sub-cellar, fucking, what the fuck are those? Bunkers and underground.
Yeah, well, those are known. Those are known. You're talking about like
it's known. There's not enough for all.
A dumb. They call them dumbs. They call them dumbs. Deep underground military bases.
Right.
They have some that can support up to 60,000 people.
That's good, but there's billions on the planet, so.
Well, a lot of them they don't give a fuck about. You know, if you're not in a circle, they don't care.
But for the fuck that are giving a fuck about, it's at least 1 billion of them collectively.
Maybe. I don't know.
They don't have the built infrastructure to house and hide from all of us.
Not necessarily a billion, maybe a couple. Maybe I don't know, man. Like, you see how easy it is though to steer people. It's just like, you know,
Right.
the mass individuals are.
It's not just 12 people doing the steering. A machine is ran by thousands.
Sure, but even if on a global scale comparative, like 120,000 people, 200,000 people in on it,
Right. So
on the super in with their family globally. I mean,
running those numbers against
it's not that big of numbers, you know.
running those numbers against all countries, that stacks up to 1 billion quick.
No, sure it does, but I mean, how many billions are organized? Most people would just be concerned about their own self, you know, to get them collectively against a cause in a moment of panic. We're looking at like motherfuckers are just going to be
one race.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not even race, but one being of people that want to coexist over everyone else and are willing to eradicate the entire planet by all means necessary in order to
right.
peace or restart life.
Or is it just
Sounds very sci-fi.
It does, but I mean, people kill for sneakers. People kill for, you know, grains of rice. People kill for less, you know what I mean? So it's like to have an agenda of like, oh, well, I don't know. I think it's like the ultimate power moves. You know, there's definitely some like nefarious people at the top. And you can see that with like the diabolical and the motherfucking twisted shit with like all the people connected to Epstein. You know, anybody talks politics and they've been in a picture with Epstein, I just tell them, you know, you lost your argument, bro. All them people were on his flights. All them people were going to his island. All them, you know what I mean? They're all in on that shit. So it's like, if you did, that's just one instance. That's just like one instance that was brought to light.
No actual proof as of just yet.
Well, I mean, there's definitely proof. It's just not publicly known. There's proof. There's known shit that was going on in those islands. Like, it's known by word of mouth. Motherfuckers have blown the whistle on it, but
word of mouth is one thing, which I don't I would never jail anyone off of word of mouth.
Well, she's in jail. She blew the whistle in court. It just wasn't released to the public. Like they know who it is. The law enforcement agencies know who it is. They got the list. They got the book.
She wasn't charged off of word of mouth. She was charged off of crimes. She was finger pointed out, you know.
Yeah. Look, when you're on a pedophile's sex island, what are you there for? You know what I'm saying? Like there's.
I'm just saying the list has many names. So
Yeah.
who's also to say that there wasn't some nefarious plan and name? That ain't even a real fucking list. That's just some bullshit. And
Well, there's actually websites that track it with the flight logs. You know, like Elon Musk's plane. His plane went to Epstein's Island numerous times, like 17 to 20 times.
I don't want to revisit shit to possibly be used.
Oh.
We're doing exactly that. Like.
Oh. No, I get it, but I mean, I'm just saying. Like, I feel like.
Leave Elon alone and let's leave COVID and freaking alone.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's hard to not talk about it when it impacts people's futures, and you know what I mean. It's like
not because I want to protect my channel.
I get it. I understand. I get it.
You may not care.
No, I do.
But
I do. I get it. But I mean, it just always drifts that way because it's it's impactful to like futures and shit. But I guess not. We could talk about some other shit.
I mean, yeah, and I wish we could, but these are the same exact topics we were talking about. I still play it back now.
Yeah.
I was talking to other people. Yeah, you and I were sitting there talking about nobody, but what we're talking about. I didn't make mention of a single soul.
Right, no viewer, nobody who could have reported the stream or whatever. Right.
I didn't take a second out to ridicule anyone.
Right.
So, shall we? Right, like you said, I'm gonna run some of your words at you. What'd you say? It takes wisdom for people to learn from their mistakes or others' mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. No, I hear you, man. I just,
I know you don't do it intentional, and I know we're both fucking talkers, so.
Yeah, it just kind of drifts that way. It's not like I'm just just one thing to another.
And I hate the fact that we have to be conscious about it. Those are to me are good topics. It's
just open dialogue, try to piece it together because it's like the ultimate mysteries,
Piecing things together. Well, my good man, we should stop piecing things together. We should find somewhere else to piece things together.
Yeah, they don't mind if you break some shit apart, try to tear somebody down for fucking 7 hours, and that bring all the drama that on screen. But the minute you try to solve some shit, they fucking want to jam you up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Kind of fucking lame as fuck.
Was to bring us down. Why would they care if we're partaking in
Yeah.
bringing each other down? Yeah, that's what they want anyway. Yeah. Urban, the urban inhabitants, participants, civilians, citizens can tear each other's heads off in a battle of a crab in a bucket maneuver, and we're fine with. But the moment you try to get out of that, where are you going?
Yeah, like you shine the flashlight around the room to see where you've been, and you're like, oh, wait, what's this in the corner? They don't like that shit. When you put a little light on something, they kind of just like, they ain't really having that. Oh.
That's what I derived from our situation. Now, whether or not it was on us, somebody falsely reported over, and then let's not forget the one thing. That's just why I'm like even like that. Because then there was still, it could have been that. I believe strongly it was that. I'd like to believe that it was that. But not being 100% sure, the fuckwits in them that told me nothing, the UFC factor, right? Could have been that.
Oh, yeah.
You did show some footage type shit. I don't
I learned my lesson when I showed some fucking football footage 5 years ago. Or they banged me right over the head for 90 days. Fuck a week.
Yeah.
But that was NFL indifferent to UFC, I guess. Maybe
Right.
Dana is a little more,
Well,
forward.
and the stuff I showed was off a legit UFC free broadcast YouTube channel. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that matters either. You know, they might not have given me the fucking
Free by only certain constraints and stipulations to which we
right.
abide by. We didn't have anybody's permission for that. There was no written
Right.
disclaimer. Hey, this
No,
is
but it could be free use, right? It could be like free use under analyzing it. You know, you can use sports clips.
but you still got to write that, and I don't.
But
do
it's
that.
yeah, no. It's technically
I have to put that in my description. I have to put
yeah,
that under law, Article 3, Section
right.
217.
Free use, whatever the fuck.
Blah 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 blah. Fuck all that. And I'm good. I know people have explained to me what to do with that, and I'm so fucking unconcerned with it. Like, nah, fuck that. I just won't show shit, but my own shit. I own that, so
Right. Right.
I'll show a still photo of something I'm interested in.
Yeah, I get it, man. I understand. I feel you.
Well,
We could switch it up.
well, we got the faggot sitting here with us now. You know what I mean?
Oh, there's a lurker in the building.
I'm not watching us. Do you have another screen or one of those two? You can't be.
No. Yeah, I had to shut it down because it echoes like a bastard if it's open.
So that's not me. That's not you. My screen's not even on, bro. And when it's not on, it doesn't count me for being in. I don't even think I had us on screen yet. No, hold on, wait. See, I gotta fire my computer back up. No, I'm in my home screen. I'm not even fucking loaded up to me. So, which I should be, because sometimes show up here and they don't show up there.
They don't say nothing. They didn't no comments. No, just fucking nothing. They just lurking.
What else is new? They're over there knitting jock straps. Yeah, the show's
Yep.
too.
Nut cup.
I'll
Oh,
join
fucking.
right now. That will move to 3. In about 30 seconds. One of those cowards will step back and try to play in and out with the fucking thing. Like,
Maybe they're just like really big fans and they're really shy, man. That fucking psychopath lurker.
I've been saying that for years, but the only thing that works for me, which you left out, is that it has to be a pretty girl who is foreign and doesn't speak English, and she's lurking. She's shy.
Maybe she's learning it. Maybe she's coming along. Maybe like year 8 or 10. Maybe she'll come in the chat.
You know, there's how many foreigners are within our country that have been here for decades and they still don't speak the language. So maybe it's one of them, you know, 2 of them. They're actually listening to us, me converse with others and getting a better sense of the language. I like that idea.
Yeah, I mean it's a positive way to think of.
I know it's not the reality. That's a nice fail-safe idea. No,
Just like throw it out there. Fucking.
no. 2 fucking weirdos, fags, pure fags. Took an oath a long time ago to fuck with my channel for themselves and others. And they
I mean,
can't break away from it. I get it.
I mean, all said and done. I mean, that's fucking dedication, man. 'Cause I don't think they've missed very many streams. There's not many streams where it sits on 0. You know, like these motherfuckers have.
Yeah,
they're like all their time, like they must be at work and just like have it on in their pocket just to like fuck around and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck do y'all do that you can just afford a time to just do nothing like that? You know?
They're pension. The other
Oh,
one
on your
is collecting from fucking
social services and shit,
not
milking the system.
maybe, but not even. No, I'll give them
No.
the benefit for what they do say and take partial belief in that since they boast about it. So they do the work they do, right? So they do it, and then the money comes in thereafter. The money comes in the mail. Like when I was doing my voiceovers, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
paid $350 to just try the session, just for the rehearsal, whatever, and that was whether it sold or not. So that would, but I wouldn't get that $350 that day. I'd get that $350
Yeah.
next quarterly payoff. And if the thing
Sure.
sold, I also got checks throughout the quarterly payoffs. And when the checks come in,
Yeah, royalties and all that shit. Yeah.
yeah, the checks come in, you get a fucking stack of 10 checks. The smallest can be 150, all the way up to 1,000 and something. So
Right.
there, I believe that, in conjunction with the fact that the other one being a Canadian who has a house full of fucking cats and is like 60, is already well into fucking retirement.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so just no hobbies whatsoever.
Yeah. The other dude has been nothing but a dedicated dick rider damn near since day one.
Oh, so it's the essence of these individuals. Like that's what they're
Yes.
be about. It's not like they're doing it as a outside of their character. Like that's who they are. They're these type of motherfuckers.
You've never
Understood.
once heard me threaten a troll with, hey, you better stop texting me. I can see your address. That sounds weird coming from a host. What are they doing? So one of them does that, and the other one too. Both of them do it.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them. And both of them have the same equivalent result when they go live. Nobody says shit to them. If they do, it's a comment or two, and they sit there staring oddly into their fucking camera or drinking themselves into oblivion.
Damn, it's a pretty sad existence, actually.
So it's pathetic, sad, and weird when they go live. So yeah, I see why my live is so interesting to them.
Yeah, it happens. That's why Vision Works gives you 100 days to change your mind. It's simple.
And additionally, both of them, I got into it with. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty insane, man. They sound pretty insanity. That type of shit. That's nuts, man. It's fucking crazy. It's literally insane.
So it's the definition of obsession without the
yeah, ain't it? Ain't that the truth?
And after a solid 5 years of that, I'm not surprised at anything. And okay, so after what happened, one of my people told me, yeah, Buddy did it because he appeared in somebody's live and was like, yeah, you mentioned my name, you get banned. But remember, he wasn't even mentioning his name. So, like I'm not now. But he's here, so he knows I'm talking about him. But there could be no write-up about that.
Right.
So I'm not, badgering his name and shit. But end result, within the last week and a half, so there was that, and then I saw with my own eyes, right? Him mentioning my name, yeah, well, and people questioning, hey, what's going on with you and Term? And I'm like, ha, 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 ha. And that's all because he chose to go to someone else's live multiple times and cry my name. So, as low IQ idiots do, it's like being a pyromaniac. You know, you set fire, you set a blaze to the house, but then you're standing there as the firefighters are there and the neighborhood watches. You're watching along at the burning house that you set on fire. It's no fucking different.
Oh, right, the pyro. They want to watch the fucking destruction or whatever they're trying to cause.
Want to be really all on the front line, you know. So
Yeah, I
instead
get
of
it.
hiding the hand through the stone, you know how they say don't hide your hand. They
Right.
have it out. Both, yeah, I did it. So, you know, it doesn't take a brain surgeon or theorist or psychologist.
Yeah.
And me and Pharaoh have had this social experiment tactic that we've been running. He helps me run. So like every time I get into with somebody, as of like over the last 3 years. So whatever, we'll have the fallout, and then to see if that person is one of the lurkers, go on for a full week, just fucking, you know what I mean? Bash.
Yeah.
I bet you fucking here.
Right. Just talk all the shit. See if they do something.
It has yet to fail. It always brings out results.
I'm gonna run up in this spot, man. Get this load real quick. I'm gonna leave it up though. So I'm gonna get loaded up right quick. I'm up in the spot, so I'm gonna leave this shit up. I'll be right back.
Okay. Can you hear me, or you're outside the truck?
No, I can still hear.
Okay.
Yeah, I can still hear it. Like I got my headset on. I can still hear it and shit. So I'll just run it like that.
So Buddy started complaining about me, whatever. But what does he say? That's what's important. You know, the easy tell on self. He goes, yeah, he's fucking streaming every day. Every day he's fucking streaming. He's talking about me. So now how would you know that? Are you psychic or are you here? You see what I'm saying? That's the tell him.
Yeah, no, I definitely.
It's you know, freaking frack. It's either the one or the two. So the one tells the other. And the funny thing, I was thinking this to myself. I'm like, okay, you're either here, which I suspect strongly, or the only other thing you go with, what happened to your connect?
No one asked you to get involved, to save me, to save anyone. What? Did you ever think that maybe I love being possessed? Did you? I love the connection, the power. I love him. Loving my life. He liberated me. Started me on my true life mission.
You're soon.
I was nothing before you. Shadow. Too scared to do what I was brought here to do. Too timid to live up to my true potential.
What happened? Mommy making this stuff birds.
You shouldn't trivialize it.
So Dee comes along, runs a couple of the skull, teaches you everything. Listen. That's your
For years, it was just a game I would play. Every time I walk by one of them on the street or see one on my mail route, there's a sound that comes from the brains. You know that? Only I can hear it. Like an evil little steam whistle. Every time I saw one, I'd follow her. Take down her address. But I was never going to do anything. Not till he came along. He's the one who saved me. And you saved me.
In 3 seconds,
except he wanted to know if there was a way to summon the demon back. He said he'd been doing some research. It was mostly nonsense, but he was convinced it was possible.
Not the cork out of her pile.
He sent him away. I told him to get some more help. The next day, he called me. My son on the phone. Taking him from his door. I gave him everything. The ritual, sigils. Kill my boy. And then he said, he cut it off because the ritual didn't work.
That demon gave him some serious state secrets.
Jeffrey didn't hear. He told me to find out what went wrong or else. Finally, I put on a summoning spell. That would work. For sure. And that's when he said I had another job to do.
Which was what?
When you came, I was supposed to send you to Jeffrey. You left a trail of bodies to make sure of it.
Blood of the exorcist?
Strongest summoning I've ever seen. Requires the blood of the exorcist who banished him. See? It is all part of Jeffrey's plan.
Well, new plan. Tracking spell. Bavarian Egyptian, I don't care. Dealer's choice. There's the flesh of the body. Find the body. And leave. Do you want the earring or the kid? You're giving me the chills.
I like to think I know you pretty well.
Yeah, you figure.
I watched you torture an innocent man the other time. Pretty charged situation. But really, you guys talked about a lot. Sure, a lot of character. You're so desperate to fix the world. It kills you. People keep getting hurt. And you just can't stop it. Or I should say, it's killed you, shouldn't I?
You're stupid.
Hey, I was there. I was depressed, Dean, because he was gone. I was a wreck, an emotional shell, a drug. I'm suicidal.
I don't even endorse suicide. Man, let's stop you.
It was Alan at the house.
You're kidding me.
He's a really good rehab therapist. Really helped me focus on my goals, my attitude. I have to say, I really benefited from the whole program. A life well lived comes from the structured pursuit of meaningful happiness. I realized I was nothing without my family. Then I decided I had to give it back. Hey, darling. Come on. It's a bitch of a recipe. Must admit.
Oh, you sick son of a bitch.
we are called to do is to make sure that those children are surrounded by people who know how to provide the very best care possible.
This will be our dream baby.
We share our favorite McDonald's order.
And we start with a cheers. The crazy.
How do I love thee? Let me count the ways.
Love can get a little messy. Good thing there's resolve. Love the love, resolve the mess.
Everything's changing so quickly. Before Thanksgiving vacation network, every device in every room.
Why are you in here? Now at your age, we couldn't dream of moving on power now. You're only a year older than me.
Yeah, now I'm glad that you can. Well, what a time to be alive. Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Effective is redefining TV advertising. Built on a culture of creativity, ingenuity, and inclusion, we deliver audiences by combining the best of digital with the power of TV. Effective employees take risks, push boundaries, and show up for each other while transforming an entire industry. And we help employees learn, grow, and thrive through thoughtfully crafted career development programs. Effective is hiring today. Join the team by visiting effective.com/careers. Want to get instantly happy? Then get to Rent-A-Center. We've got instant deals starting at just $17.99. Choose any new item and get started for as low as $17.99 per week. Now that should make you instantly happy. Only at Rent-A-Center.
What's the #1 retinol brand used most by dermatologists? It's Neutrogena. Rapid wrinkle repair smooths the look of fine lines in 1 week. Deep wrinkles in 4. So you can kiss wrinkles goodbye. Neutrogena.
Dane Winchester. As I live, breathe, again. What are you doing? Thinking you, Jeffrey. What are you doing? This half-dead piece of crap coming to me. We had a very special time together, didn't we, Jeffrey? It moves my heart to see how forgotten when I taught you. You built on it. You captured a witches. You, Jeffrey. My pupil. I don't want to be your pupil. I want to be yours. I'm done with you. My work is finished. You can do everything now. All you beautiful women. No. No. We don't do no. Remember, Jeffrey. Keep sawing away at your ropes, Penelope Pitstop. We can dance standing up if you want.
So this is what you do. Find postal workers, go postal.
Talent scout. That's all. Looking for the next generation of superstars. Before they get to hell. Like Jeffrey here. He had all the raw material. Just bubbling in there. All I had to do was loosen the lid on his jar. Show him some practical know-how.
Deal with him with the kid.
This one? I don't think. I'm much to work with. No natural gift. I'll probably burn this meat off on my way to Vegas. Let's talk, Sam. I always enjoyed our special little chats. Don't you want to talk? Something's definitely different now, isn't it? You let me in. You were once a good partner. So you think you can use your little tricks to banish me again? Take that? No. Didn't believe I've got you, huh? Got my finger, baby. Bring me. Say it with me now. Good morning, Vietnam! Recently purchased by Roman, a subsidiary of
You gotta use truck. The truck's gotta be.
Control Enterprises. Get ready to build something. Build what? Exactly. What? I'm a grade A freak, but a man here. Something's definitely different now, isn't it? You let me in. Shut up. He said shut up. So you think you can use your little tricks to banish me again? Like that? No. I believe I've got you, huh?
Marina again. Guess she's too famous for us. No, she just wants to be alone. Marina, a little late for practice today. You have to practice makes better. You have time.
Trapstar, 666 pussy nigga. Rated R for retard the way I get dumb money. I am so stupid a stack will drop a nigga IQ by 7 points. Real Neanderthal money, nigga. Real crocodile magic shit, nigga. I smoke more better than any nigga in your crew. My weed too loud. My bitch too bad. My money too long. I'm round game Hitler. Trapstar, 666 pussy nigga. Rated R for retard the. Yeah, but we worked hard to get where we are today. I bet you end up online rallies against that. I need more fucking money, bro. I need more money. You guys are not offering enough money. I need more money. Fucking jealousy. Those kings. And they had. I'm not gonna do this no more. What you wanna do? Sam, what you wanna do? What we wanna do now? Yeah, Bill. Where's the earth? Where's the earth? Niggas, these motherfuckers, where's the earth? I ain't never heard no earth. You know what the fuck earth is? Spice Girls, spice. Thank you. I've changed her husband to a strip club for his birthday. The woman says, I didn't know you. The wife asks, how does he know you? Jim says, I play football with him. Inside, the bartender says, the usual shit. My day is semi-automatic weapons. I use semi-automatic weapons to kill dogs. I use semi-automatic weapons for shit. Probably when I was saying semi-automatic weapons, I was getting because semi-automatic weapon is a weapon that you can use for personal defense. It is a semi-automatic weapon that you can use to defend yourself against invaders. Also, let's be clear, against tyranny. John is talking about the Second Amendment and contract authority, as if my rights are reduced in the Constitution to a fourth hand or a single shot or legal action. 22. As if that was to expressly, or as if that were supposed to be defending ourselves.
Well, it was nice seeing you, Mr. Marshall. Please call me if you have any questions about that.
Transtar 666 pussy nigga. Rated R for retard the way I get it done, money.
I didn't even say.
Is that your phone, Sir George?
Alright, that's a little bad. Who's got the one? Mr. Devil Gang. Now, would you just leave this is a common occurrence amongst
The door?
This is how the teachers have been instructed to do. No, no, I'm saying even if that was true, which is not someone not okay, subtract. Even if that was true, there should be nothing wrong with two men having an intimate relationship. So if the guy likes man, but that didn't work. Who should get ours with him? I love you say something like that. And this your mom's only man's thing. This your mom's only man's thing. She didn't work. You only got reasons for it.
Hey, you're so easy.
Now you got two.
Where'd you go?
The second week, blushing.
My
House. It's just fun. Here at that high school, our people are
What's happening?
This.
What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Honda. Yeah, it's that with somebody might blow me. It's real long.
What's your name?
Scott.
Where's she going? Where's your mother?
She passed away last week.
Hey, change it.
Would you mind